stuff like that.
We've been nominated for a BAFTA.
I
Oh,
know,
we've
yeah,
seen
yeah,
that.
we heard that, yeah.
So that we were all talking. I was like, "Yo, Mark, you're gonna have technically a BAFTA-nominated actor in your giving room."
Yeah. If I wasn't in the show, he wouldn't have been nominated
Yeah,
for a BAFTA.
yeah, if he wasn't in the show.
Narrative out there, yeah. No.
Made-
Whenever.
We're off.
We're off,
Going.
we're recording, there we
We're
go,
recording
just like
now.
that, see?
We're recording.
Simple as that,
No way.
just straight up.
Right, here we
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UhCast. This is our second ever public episode. We're joined today by an absolute legend, known for his roles in the hit ITVX show WED. He's also known for his role in The Responder and also the Batman.
You may have spotted him.
The
Yeah.
Batman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Phillip McGuiness.
There we go.
Thank you very much for having me. Pleasure to be here.
First of all, thank you very much, because without you, I mean,
Oh.
you know, you're our first official guest, and
Lovely.
for a first official guest, I mean, we couldn't be happier, to be fair. I approached Philip, I said, you know, I asked you for help with promotion, and you offered to come on for an episode and help us out, and
Why not?
there we
If
go.
you can, why not?
There we go, I appreciate it. So, where are we? I'm so, like, I'm not used to having someone else on the set. So,
Nerves are kicking in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all gravy.
yeah,
don't
it
worry.
is. Do you have anything in your own words to introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. So my name's Philip. I'm 6'4". I'm from Kirby, which is the posh end of Knowsley. I've been an actor now for probably since I was a kid. Well, I'll go back. I'll start. I was the tree in the school nativity in year 6.
Oh, love that.
No lines, like barely any movement. And then it was secondary school that sort of kicked me into being an actor. So I've been acting since like year 7. But then I went to do like a nursing degree, which was a whole other like side of me trying to put off what felt like I was meant to do.
Yep.
And then I've been acting professionally since about 21. So I'm still, the wrinkles are starting to go.
I definitely couldn't do it. No, I couldn't. I can't keep a straight face.
A lot of hard work though. Do you not
Yeah,
think?
definitely.
It's joy. It's I think one of the hardest things is learning all the lines. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
no one enjoys learning lines or whatever, but the joy is when you're there doing the job. You know.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
is it's not our little
Is it?
technical
We should- yeah, we
difficulties
should-
here.
I'd say you should take it off, but you can't, can you?
No.
I think I suit the pink case though. I definitely.
yeah.
It-
You
it-
can rock it. You can rock
I
anything.
can rock it. Yeah.
Only real men wear pink, by the way.
So-
Just
First of all, go ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. We all binged it together multiple times to make sure we was on point and we understood the
you.
whole thing. But yeah, I personally watched it like months ago, and I guess I'll just start asking. When did you first hear about Go Ed? Where was that?
I remember exactly where I was when I got the job. I do bits of medical role play as well, which is brilliant for any actors who are watching who are interested in how you sustain an acting career. Medical role play is amazing, so definitely check that out. I did a self-tape. I did one self-tape for it, and most of the self-tape was can you just stop? Because you're constantly being interrupted by the girls all the time.
Yep.
And I just sort of remember thinking, oh, do you know what? I'm probably not going to get it. Like, and they're the ones that you always end up getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the self-tape, and before it, I remember saying, because I trained to be a teacher as well, by the way. So I did my drama degree. Well, I did nursing, then I did my drama degree, then I did PGCE, then a master's in education. At the beginning of my self-tape, I was like, my name's Phil. I trained to be a teacher. On my last day, I got an acting job, whatever. And Mario, who's the producer, said to me at the end, as soon as you said that, our ears pricked up. Did the tape, sent it off, and then I was doing medical role play in Liverpool. And during the break, I got a call from my agent, so I'm literally trying to go like, yeah, can we speed this convo up? I've literally got to run back in now. And she was like, yeah, you've been offered it. You need to make a decision. And so I'm like literally making decisions like off the cuff. And I just sort of thought, I don't know why I should do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did it. and one of the best decisions I think I've ever made.
Yeah, I'm brilliant. I mean,
Really
I
proud of
loved
the
it.
show.
I won't say the exact thing. It's not exactly the most PG thing, but I think our favourite part of you in the show was when you were seen outside of the school.
Yeah.
That
Well, the story with that was, you talking series 1 with that?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. The thing with that was, we did it, and Mario, the producer, again was like, we need something to like tail end the scene, and I was like, oh, you know, I can't do it now, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's one of these, in it, pull one of them out, and he's like, yep, great, it's in. That was sort of like pretty much improvised. Yeah, and it was like one of my most memorable moments, which I think set the sort of tone of the relationship particularly with the girls up, which is great, and they're just a joy to work with, you know?
Yeah, I could imagine. I could imagine. I couldn't imagine acting. Actually, I can't keep a straight face for anything.
No.
If I tried, like staring competition, I'll fail because
You know
know.
what though? When I was in school, I really wanted to do acting.
Yeah.
Like I did drama from year 7 to year 11, and I was going to do it in college as well. And then it was kind of like my anxiety. It was like, no, don't do that.
I was the same.
So yeah, it was. I would love to do acting, but it's just I think I couldn't push myself out there.
It's a shame to hear that, because I was, do you know, honestly, going from I was saying before, year 6, I was the shyest child in the class. Like, I wouldn't say boo to a goose, you know, I was like literally like so painfully shy. But I think the way it works for me is when I'm pretending to be somebody else, it gives you like a confidence.
Yeah.
So it's not you. And I mean, you know, I've had awful things said about me. Like, do you know, when something goes, like a project goes on Facebook or whatever,
Yeah.
and people comment, you know, thinking, oh, he's never going to see that.
Yeah.
And then you see it, and so you've got to go, okay,
Yeah.
you know. So if it's something you do want to do, I would encourage you to go for it, both of you, because at the end of the day, if it makes
Go
you
on,
happy,
Dad.
if it makes you happy, follow it. There's always going to be people who will say terrible things about you, and you just go, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for your energy. I'll turn it negative energy into
Yeah.
positive momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
No,
best
I
thing
love
you
that.
can do, though.
Yeah.
It's usually
Because-
people who are really sad or upset with something in their lives,
Yeah.
and you know, it's a shame for them, really.
Yeah. Oh God, we've had a lot of experiences with that though, haven't we? Like, because we started content creation from just making YouTube videos,
Yeah.
gaming, all that stuff,
Yeah.
and the amount of people that just look down upon you and just try and like, high school was hell.
And you've done it since the age of 6.
Yeah,
as well.
I've been. Yeah, I got everyone into
You
it.
are
Honestly.
the internet at
Yeah.
this point. in
I
time.
am the
You're
internet. You ask me anything. But yeah, like in high school, it was all like when I was on Twitch and stuff. People would like always come in on school and be like, "How's the Twitch going?" Like, but in a very, you know how they do, and you just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember that one day, I got my first Twitch paycheck, and I was like, "Oh, I'm making money from this, right?"
Brilliant.
And I walked into school with the actual paycheck, and I was waiting for someone to whip out the line. I was waiting. I was like, "How's Twitch going?" I was like, "Well, good actually." And that was it.
Money.
Ever since that day, everyone left me alone. It was dead good, yeah.
See, I often think it's quite intimidating to be the person who stands out from the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, maybe I should do something that I really want to do, and it's much more comfortable to blend in, and that's what it's just jealousy.
Yeah.
You know, I've had people say, I remember someone said to me once, "Oh, I looked at you when you were a kid, and I thought, you're never going to make a profession out of this."
No.
And I just thought, I'll see about that.
Yeah.
You know, and
I think you have.
proved myself right rather than proved him wrong. And you know, you've got always people who just want to chip away at you. Just follow your passion, man. Don't
There we go.
you know? All of you don't be focused on what other people think. Focused on what makes you happy and what you think. And I'd say the same to people at home as well. If they're watching, if you've got a passion for something, follow it. You know?
100%. I couldn't agree more. I mean, look at us. We got a podcast in our living room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Work from home.
Work
Come
from
on,
home.
work
You
from
can-
home.
couldn't do better.
Love it.
We do aspire to have like a studio at some point, but you know, we'll get there eventually. So going back to WED, first day on set.
First day on set. I remember going the first time we all met was the read through. And it was an unusual thing because it was like brand new project. No one really knew how it was going to go. For the responder, it was on Zoom because it was during COVID. So we'd come in and Mario, the producer, who's amazing. Like honestly, you would love this guy. He'd be here like chipping in, like putting all the wires in and everything. You know, he's that kind of producer.
Yeah.
He's hands on. And he got us all up on our feet. Normally when you do a table read, it's like, you know, everyone's sitting around a massive table. But he actually got us, like, so it was like a bit like a rehearsal, like a rehearsed reading.
Yeah.
So that was incredible because it set the tone and the energy throughout. And so obviously quickly trying to meet people and, you know, make connections. And I'm trying to think if the first day on set, it all just sort of blends. No, I remember what it was now. I was in the classroom, and it was one of those scenes where it's like, oh, you think you're better than women, do you? It's just like, you're just constantly trying to think, oh my God, these kids. And they're not kids, they're adults, but I call them my kids because I do feel like the teacher. I just remember thinking, these are brilliant. I need to bring my A game to keep up with these. And it's always hard trying to remember your lines because they're always intersected amongst other bits.
Yeah.
So there was a bit in series 2 where I'm at the board and I'm basically talking about, right, here's basically like a model answer. And I came in and the amazing props team had like done a whole board of English quotes and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, I said, well, the producer was like, do you mind if I would like jig a few things about? He's like, yeah. I was like, right, okay. So if I'm trying to get stuff through to the kids, I do like symbols and all this. So it's like a model answer. And it was also selfishly for me in a selfish way going. So when I look back at the board, I know where I am.
Yeah.
So it's like, because it's constantly intersected with all their lines. So yeah, I'm very hands-on in terms of trying to take ownership of my stuff because you know it's important. It tells a story, but selfishly it was a bit for me as well.
It helps you be you though, doesn't it? It helps you, you know. If it helps, whatever helps. I mean, you know.
I was gonna say, to be fair, whatever helps make it easier for yourself is better.
Yeah. And it was a visual representation. And Mario was saying, oh, when we came back to the edit, it was so good because we could always cut back to that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, you know, I thought that, obviously.
Yeah, that's what
that was me thinking ahead.
That was obviously one of the reasons. Was there any funny or unexpected moments during filming?
Funny or unexpected moments?
This could be like behind the scenes, anything that isn't actually on WED itself.
One of the girls, Gemma, who's brilliant, who plays My Louise, I remember her saying to me that they jigged a scene about, and they wasn't supposed to film it. There was something to do with the weather or whatever, but she learned a scene in like 10 minutes, which is
That is
incredible. So that was mega impressive for her to do. I think as I was saying before, the improvisation of we need to throw something in. And then there was another moment where we went back for like a reshoot because we had to pick up a few things. And then there was another bit in series 2 where I got to sort of like swear at the kids in a way of, but like my head was just exploding. And I think those little bits it was scripted, but it's like, you know, we need something extra now. Those little bits for me are always the best bits. Or when they say, oh, Phil, you can have a little bit of an improvise here.
Yeah.
Another moment was in series 2 where the kids have hidden a mobile phone. Basically, like, there's all kind of unusual noises, shall we say, going on. And me and the headmaster are trying to find out where it comes from. And so when we're on set, like, I was thinking, what can I add in that they might be able to use? So they've got like half a sentence. Can I give them something at the beginning so that it almost makes a complete sentence?
Yeah.
So it was like, if you all don't be quiet, I'm gonna, and then they'd make an unusual noise. So then it almost seems like, you know, like a full thing. So they're great in that they always sort of let me improvise a few bits, because I think if you improvise a few bits where you can, they can choose to use them or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
So those bits are my personal favourites. And I'm a big fan as well of when the camera turns around to the kids or anyone else, trying to do stuff to create a genuine reaction out of them.
Yeah.
So there's a few bits with those moments where I throw something in, they weren't expecting it. So I always think that's the best bit, where you catch people not acting, just being genuine. You're like, there's the reaction you need, you know?
Yeah.
Proper, actual, genuine, like, just funny.
It's gotta
laugh,
be
like,
real.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is. I wish I was there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I was there. Yeah.
Honestly, it is brilliant being on set. What you see on screen, people think, oh, it's not really like that. Everyone gets on so well.
Yeah.
And the camaraderie between the group is exactly like that. They all go out with each other. They hang, like, literally in people's houses. They all hang out together. I don't get invited because I'm too old to go to like all the
Aw.
meals and stuff now. But like they genuinely interact as a big group, which
Yeah.
is lovely. So yeah,
Like-
I'm very very proud of them all.
You when you mentioned like obviously going off script a little bit, how much of the actual show, or at least what you were a part of, was scripted compared to like somewhat?
I mean, it's like 98% scripted.
Yeah.
Danny, our writer's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that he comes up with, like, and he lives in, I think it's Norway, so he's from here, but he lives in Norway.
Whoa.
Because his partner's from there, so he's typing away, sends it over, and I mean, it's only like the 2% of where it's like, let's just throw something in now and see if anything sort of sticks,
Comes from
you
it,
know.
yeah.
But I think it tends to come from like the moments with the kids, because it's so chaotic. It's supposed to be so chaotic in the classroom that if you can add a few little moments in, they might be able to use it.
Yeah.
If not, they don't.
Yeah.
But we're talking like 99 to 99%, 90%.
Yeah.
It's just me being a little bit cheeky sometimes. Going, Phil, can you just say the lines as they're written? Yeah, but what about no?
Gotcha,
Give
will
it
do. What? So he lives in Norway. So is that like he's from Liverpool?
Yeah,
guessing,
he's from
yeah.
over the water. Yeah,
Right.
So
Crazy.
he moved, I think, with his partner. I don't know how long ago, but he's backwards and forwards and stuff. So he's been on set and stuff like that. So yeah, but he's brilliant. His family are from here as well, which I met his mum and his sister recently, and they're lovely. Really proud of him as well. So he's doing a brilliant job.
I love it.
So
And-
it's always good to hear
and-
stuff like that.
We've been nominated for a BAFTA.
I
Oh,
know.
we've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
that.
We
Yeah,
we
we've
heard
seen
that.
it.
Yeah.
So-
So that we were all talking, I was like, "Yo, Mark, you're gonna have technically a BAFTA-nominated actor in your living room."
Yeah.
So,
If I wasn't in the show, he wouldn't have been nominated for a BAFTA.
yeah. So he wasn't in the
That
show.
narrative out there, yeah. No,
Made the whole show.
well, Dylan, who plays Reese, has been nominated for Best
Yeah.
Actor as well.
His acting
so,
was brilliant.
Amazing
It
actor.
is so good.
and I think it was like his first ever job. I think he did a little bit in The Gathering, but I don't know if that was before or after. But yeah, it was his first big job.
Big gig, yeah.
Wow.
So
I think as well the big thing in like TV shows, you don't want to tell that they're acting. You want it to
Mhm.
feel like it's real.
Yeah.
It's real life.
Which it
And
does, by the way. How
Yeah,
did you pull
that's
this
what I was
off?
just about to say.
Yeah.
WED feels like a reality TV show. It doesn't feel
Because
like
we all went
Yeah.
to school in
series.
Merseyside, so like
Yeah.
we're all from Merseyside, so we definitely feel it a lot more than a lot more people in the UK or whatever.
I think that's the illusion you always want to give, is that it's genuine and it's not acting. That's the best acting. I remember working with Stephen Graham at once. I'll name drop. There you go. Some actor you might know. And it was a short film called Being Keegan, and my job was to intimidate him and to essentially spit on him.
Oh.
There's my claim to fame. I've spat on Stephen. He was brilliant. But I remember just looking at him thinking, he's not doing anything. So I'm trying to go more and more and more and more to try and get like a reaction out of him. And when you watch it, it's all in the eyes. And you're like, that is what it is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's because, if you think about it, all we ever try and do is hide our emotions. We don't want to be open and show people how we feel. We try and hold
Yeah.
back. And when I watched it, I was like, wow, that's a master at work,
Yeah. Another amazing actor. I love Stephen Graham.
And he's
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Kirby as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. What was it called now? The new one.
Adolescence.
Adolescence.
Adolescence. Yeah.
Absolutely
Brilliant.
crazy
Oh
show.
my
My
god.
mate directed that. He's an incredible director. He directed an episode of Responder in series 1.
Watched all that as well.
Oh
Loved
yeah,
it.
he's magnificent. He was an actor. Well, he still is an actor, but he's had a massive career as an actor, and then moved into directing. And I
Yeah.
think that helps when you've got a director who understands the acting process.
Knows about it all.
So he can communicate to you in a way that makes sense to an actor. He's amazing, and it's great to see. And he's from Heighton as well, so it's great to see people.
People from around here.
Yeah, exactly. People from Knowsley doing really
Should
well.
always go Heighton. There's a cracking dessert shop there. Just dropping that in there. Just love that dessert shop. Don't ask me what it's called, but yeah, really good dessert shop in Heighton. I
I'm
used
a
to always
pigs.
go.
Hit me up.
Oh,
So you said you got into acting year seven,
Seven,
yeah.
yeah.
How did that start? Was it just GCSE drama?
Yeah, I remember very distinctly where it was. We were in an English class with my English teacher, Miss Noble, who was like part drama teacher as well. And at the end of the English class, she just sort of said to everyone, okay, let's do a bit of drama. Let's all pretend you're in a car crash randomly. And we set them up, and I remember just thinking, I feel as though I can do this. And I don't know what, I think I'd watched little bits of Cracker. I don't know if you remember that. You probably won't. You're probably too young to remember Cracker.
I think I've
Christopher
very,
Eccleston
very
and Robbie
briefly heard of
Coltrane.
it.
And we did it. And at the end, she said, "Oh, have you thought about drama? We're doing what you called Bugsy Malone." And she said, "Oh, we're doing auditions. Do you want to go and see Miss Gill, who was the drama teacher?" I went to do it, auditions, and got the part of Knuckles. And she said, "We don't really give like speaking roles to like year 7, 8, whatever." So I did that, and then I think it was on the second night, one of the actors was messing about backstage and forgot to come on. So I'm literally just like there going, I need to improvise. So I remember just improvising, like it felt like it probably went on for like 10 minutes. You know, I'm giving like a full-on Shakespeare speech. It was probably like 10 seconds. But she came to me at the end and went like, "That was impressive. Like, you know, normally people would just freeze up." And yeah, I don't know. I think it just sort of, I feel as though I'm a big believer that things are meant to happen in your life.
Yeah.
And that obviously for me was meant to happen. I was meant to discover drama. There's been so many things for me that's happened like that in my life. And yeah, so then from that, I just sort of snowballed, got involved in like a drama group, tried to be sensible after that and thought, right, okay, like 18, I'm not going to act. And then again, talking about moments where like things happen.
Yeah.
My mum come in with a poster for the Liverpool Everyman, who were doing like a play about Kirby, where I'm from. I went auditioned for that and got it, and I got like it was split into, so I played the younger Johnny, and then one of the other actors played the older Johnny in like the second half. So yeah, I got that, and I was nursing in the day to like getting up at like 7 to like 5:30, 6, then going and rehearsing in the evening, and I was just constantly doing that. Like after that for countless other little plays, and then swapped to do a drama degree. So if it wouldn't have been for that moment again, then I would be sitting here with you guys now. So
Yeah.
you know, thanks.
It's crazy
to you.
how things can just stem from one small like, oh, I could do this,
Yeah.
but then if I don't do this, it just might not happen. You might never get where you want to.
I honestly think that life is about taking chances.
Yeah.
Sometimes life will present something to you, and it's just about being brave to go, I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah.
So anyone who's
Definitely.
watching, just that you feels very self-conscious, like we were saying before, just give it a go. You know, what's the worst? You know, it might not work out, but you might learn something that moves you in another direction. If a door opens, don't just say no.
close it.
Yeah.
Go and have a little look. Be curious. You know?
And a big thing about, like we said, is don't think about what other people are going to think of you.
No.
Yeah.
Whether that's your own family or anything, just if that's what you've got to do and you want to do.
Unfortunately, sometimes I think sometimes people who are massively close to you are not always going to be your biggest supporters.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
very lucky that I've got a tight-knit group around me who are, but other people I've known who haven't had that.
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody might be sitting halfway across the world, might be your biggest follower and biggest supporter, you know?
Yeah.
Just if it makes you happy, follow it.
When it came to the pod, like when it came to like Twitch streaming and stuff, like my mum and dad were just like, nah, like come on, this ain't
Same
gonna
thing
work.
with me, that.
But then we started the podcast,
Yeah.
and then that was it. They were like, yes, that one, that's the one you meant to do. Yeah, I love that, and I was like, okay, I'll do it then.
Well, all doing all your Twitch work has now developed all these skills to
Yeah.
lead into this.
Yeah.
And two of them can go side by side.
Yeah.
And that's also another thing as well. When you're in a creative industry, have loads of strings to your bow. You know, always be. Even I'm looking around now, going, "Oh, how have you done this?" I'm trying to pick up nuggets. You know,
Yeah.
Magpie, everything. I would say what works for them, I can try that, see if it works for me. If not, let it go. Try something else. Yeah.
I love it.
It's good seeing like what other people do as well from like different perspectives, kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
for someone like yourself, looking at a set like this, it's like you just said, you're looking at things thinking, oh, I
Absolutely.
might do this, might do that.
Yeah.
But whereas we'd look at someone else and we'd be like, oh, we're doing this wrong, but we need to do that
Yeah.
kind of thing. You're always learning.
Which
no
we've
matter what
we've
you do.
all done in the past few days.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, this would not look much different from a set on
Yeah.
a TV show.
Yeah.
Because everything looks massively different. Because obviously, when you look at now, you're framing a certain image, and
Yeah.
that was the best advice I think that I got was, what are you framing? So obviously, you might frame this, but then you might cut to like 25 other people standing there with like boom mics and whatever, so
Yeah.
it breaks the illusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this this doesn't look much different at all, in my opinion. From
We would usually have a camera operator,
Yeah,
so
usually.
we wouldn't be doing this ourselves. But
DIY, do it yourself.
but
I'm a big fan.
but we had
Big
to
fan.
improvise last minute, so we were just like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? And we were all panicking, weren't we?
That's the key. Is in those moments you think, so what can I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
can I do? What can I do differently now? You
We
know.
talked about a few things, didn't we? When obviously we didn't. Well, we lost the camera operator. We was
Yeah.
like,
Mm.
we
All
can do
three of
this,
them.
we can do that, but then you sit there and you think, oh, it might not be as good at us doing it because
Daniel's really on point today,
Danny-
may I say?
I-
You can
I-
tell
it's
the
just-
nerves
it's
have
just
got to him.
smashing
Like
audio cues.
yeah,
he's
actually, has
proper.
been smashing it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
brilliant.
absolutely.
I am mega impressed. I'm mega impressed, and I'm a big fan of when something goes wrong, jump in, can-do attitude. So many people will have a negative. You go, okay, yeah, we can be negative later.
Yeah.
Right now, let's find the solution. And it's the same when you go into an acting audition. Is that you walk in and you've got to think, you've got a problem. You've got to cast this role. I'm the solution.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like anything. But I might not get this role, but you might cast me in 2 projects further down the line.
Yeah.
You audition the room, not just for the job. So when you walk in, think, okay, Phil might not be as good an actor as this person, that person, but he's got a top attitude.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the best thing, really.
I think so personally.
Just showing your
Because
personality.
we've met a lot of people now, haven't we? From comedians to
Yeah.
other actors and stuff. Trying to hand out business cards for the podcast or anything, but you know, a few worked. But we've noticed, you know, some people just aren't as genuine as they are, and you definitely are.
Thanks.
So you're
Yeah,
welcome.
definitely, 100%.
just putting that out
Nice
there. Yeah, but you know,
That was the tenner that I paid you before.
we should be paying you if anything. I do want to bring up something that Mel won't stop talking about. Is the Smarty mobile advert?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Invitations, please. It was so good. We watched that so many times, didn't we? It was just so funny. We loved it.
With that job, I went to Poland for that. You wouldn't believe, like, you know, you looked at it again, the way he framed something. It's like the set was amazing. It was so just huge when you walked in. But again, that could be anywhere.
Yeah.
So it was great. So I got to go to Poland for like 4 or 5 days during that was December. So freezing. So I got to go to Warsaw again. Where you got another thing off the list. You don't want to pay to go away now. You just want I want someone to give me a job. So you get paid to go away. And yeah, I auditioned for. There was 2 Smarty mobile ads. They made another one where a guy is walking through a line basically to get to like the airport. And I was originally auditioned to play the girl. Didn't get that, but then they offered me this. And I remember again, I was going with WED. I was going to the Royal Television Society Awards. So I literally just in the room, I literally got there. Was like, okay, I've got like 25, 35 minutes to get dressed. I need to just blast this audition out now and go.
Get gone.
But again, no, they're the things where you just think, don't overthink it. Do basic, you know, just get to the point. So yeah, they liked it. And well, another story with that is when I was saying you audition the room, not the person. I auditioned for I think it was a car commercial. I don't know what the car commercial was for, but it was for a lot of money. Like, I mean, like life-changing amounts of money, because it's the way it works is go, okay, so it'll be on like UK TV, then it'll be on like social media, then it'll be on the cinema. So it's all like graded payments.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, oh my God, I could buy a house. Here we go. I didn't get that. I was like, okay, put that house on the back burner. But the director asked for me back. Oh, sorry, I'm mistaken. That was for the Apple commercial that I'd done just before that. I'm getting mixed up. Yes, so my point was basically when I auditioned the room, I should say, the director asked for me back for the Apple one. And so it was nowhere near that amount of money. I was thinking, oh my God, okay. But the fact that he remembered me and asked for me back. And so I got the Apple commercial. So I went to Bulgaria in October. Come back, had a little bit of time in Costa del Kirby. And then, and then went to Poland for that. But, you know, people remember you. Are you good to work with? Have you got a good attitude? Do you turn up and know your stuff? how are you working with other people? With the Smarty Mobile one, again, little bits of impro-y type things. The director was quite big on impro. And the Freya, the other girl I was working with, it was the bride, was like very improvisational. So like straight away we like, oh, we can just throw each of the stuff and bounce off each other again, and then they can cut the edit. Sorry, I'm very, as you can tell, I'm very like you know. But yeah, so that's the way I really enjoy working, where you can do it and then try to take where you go, okay, let's throw some things in. So that's where that came from as well. So that was great. 4 days in Poland. Thank you.
I'd love 4 days in
I
Poland.
know it'd be so.
I've never left the UK.
Well, this might be the thing that takes you around the world, my friend.
There we go.
Exactly.
Fingers crossed, guys.
Dream big.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, dream big, man.
That's what we
It
do.
will. I'm a big believer in manifestation. I feel like I'm giving a lecture here.
Students.
Have you got a vision board?
No.
Yeah, right, okay. Vision board. Do you know anyone know what a vision board is?
Yeah.
I'm decorating my bedroom at the moment, so get yourself one. And basically just pin things on it that you want to achieve. My car was on there. I had a symbol of Batman on there. I had a connection with the Hobbit on there. Obviously, Martin Freeman. Emmerdale was on there. Coronation Street was on there. And there's loads of other stuff I haven't yet done. But I looked and was like, oh, there's like half of the things here that I made when like 2015 Phil has now achieved.
Yeah.
So dream big.
Which we did pick up on, didn't we? The Coronation Street, Emmerdale. We saw you was a police officer in one of them.
Was that Emmerdale?
Was that
Yeah,
Emmerdale,
I was an undercover cop at N Corrie as well. So I've played cops and robbers, as it were. I like them both. So I just want to be Phil Mitchell's long lost son from Liverpool now in EastEnders. he came to Liverpool in my mind for a stag do back in like the 80s, and I'm his long lost son. That's what I'm pitching.
That's what you're pitching. There we go. If anyone
Make
from
it happen.
BBC,
Come on.
maybe. Have you got any dream roles?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's one. Like everyone knows me, and this is the big one on my vision board. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see it. I
Yeah,
could
I
see
could see
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's the ears and the nose and the like. Chris Eccleston was like one of my big favorite actors when I was younger. And again, have you ever seen Let Him Have It? Oh, it's
I don't
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think I have.
honestly, watch. It is brilliant. Story of Derek Bentley. I remember being in drama again in secondary school, watching. I was like, this actor, he is magnificent. And then I think it's probably because he's got like ears and a nose like mine, and I was like, okay, I sort of look a bit similar. Probably I didn't connect at the time. So I only watched Doctor Who because I followed his career. And then the next day I went into my mate and was like, I'm gonna be the Doctor. So that was like 16-year-old Phil, and I'm 36 now, 20 years later, still saying the same thing. But talking about how like chance things work, I met Russell T Davis, who's obviously everyone knows who he is. I got into the gig through supporting artist work, which is people know is extra work. And I met him on Cucumber, I think it was. And just chatting like about Doctor Who's. This is like 2015 before he came back, and he was lovely. Then fast forward, we were doing Responded 2, and I got a little part in an amazing film called Surviving Earth. But we were trying to make it work logistically, because I had to be in Liverpool to film Responded, and then it was in Bristol. And it was like, oh, how's it going to work? And I was like, one, I want to be a part of this. It's going to be great film. But in my head, I was like, there's something else that's telling me, my gut's telling me I've got to do this for another reason. Went, filmed, did it. The script supervisor went, we said, oh, cut whatever. Script supervisor, as I would literally get in the car to go back to the unit base, was like, oh, got Rusty Davis coming tomorrow. I was like, what?
Wow.
He was like, oh yeah, we're doing 60th screening anniversary of Doctor Who, and Russell's confirmed. I was like, I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. I was like, do you want me to put you on the guest list? I was like,
Yes, please. Yes.
I was like, in my head, I'm like, but I've got to be in Responder for the day after tomorrow. How do I make that work? I was like, yeah. And then in my head, I was like, how am I going to make this work? So I had to get the train back the next day to Liverpool, get my car, jump back, So this was Bristol to Cardiff, which is like an hour away on the train.
Yeah.
So then I had to drive all the way back down to Cardiff. And then there was a crash on the motorway.
As always.
As always.
Perfect
Just outside
time. Perfect timing.
Of course it is.
On the
Got
way
there
to
with,
Blackpool.
Yeah.
We did.
It's always the way. So you've
Yeah.
got to be somewhere. 10 minutes to go. I managed to get in, seated, whatever. Come back out, chatting to Russell. You know what you do, saying whatever. And then 3 months later, he made a post on his Instagram about WED.
Wow.
And like, how that's not coincidence.
No.
I'm not a believer in coincidence whatsoever. The fact that happened, that chance thing. But again, I took the moment.
Yeah.
I could have easily just said no. I was like, yeah, bang, okay. So, who knows where it leads in the future?
Maybe this year you might be Doctor Who.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Honestly, my
BBC.
whole life has been built, my whole acting career has been built around being the Doctor. So hopefully, if not, I'll be doing it in my backyard. I'll make my own TARDIS and I'll film my own stuff, you know?
I feel like you'd suit a sonic screwdriver in your hand.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you know what's weird? Like in 2013, I got to go on the set for the 50th anniversary Doctor Who, because they opened it for like a month. And I was like, I called my album on Facebook The Day of the Doctor. Fast forward like 3 months, what did they call the next Doctor Who episode? The Day of the Doctor. And you're like, that's coincidental. I did like this pose like this, and then Capaldi got announced. His first pose was like that. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be the Doctor, I'm gonna I want to have like different costumes, because that hasn't been done before. Shooting out comes along, different costumes. Like, they keep robbing my ideas without them knowing that they're my ideas.
Where are you writing these ideas down?
But I think I've got a story in my head about how I would be introduced. So I'm going to walk into the audition and go, right, guys, sit down. Here's what's going to happen. I've got the story, and I don't know how that'll go. It
could go
guys,
well.
everything you've got planned, let's put that to one side. I've got this idea. But you can tell I think about it a lot, can't you? You know?
Yeah.
And I was watching last night as well. The episode was on last night for Shooty's second series, which was really good. So, and he's a phenomenal actor as well. So.
Yeah.
First time I saw him would have been in Sex Education.
I haven't seen that yet.
Have you not?
It's amazing.
It wasn't
It's
a show.
really good.
Yeah, he's a magnificent
Very
actor.
upsetting it's over now.
Mm.
I hate when that happens. You know, like when
When the show ends.
yeah,
like,
when you just sat there and you're really enjoying the show, but you're waiting for the next season, and then it gets announced there's not going to be another season. You're like,
Yeah, I know.
There's a few things like that on Netflix, especially.
yeah,
There's one show that I loved. It's called Altered Carbon. It's a 2-season.
Oh, I've seen the first series of that. It's brilliant.
Amazing. See the second season and they cancelled it, but they leave season 2
Oh,
like-
no.
a big cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Do you know, like it's gonna follow
yeah.
up?
And it
I
doesn't.
do not appreciate that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing when it comes to Netflix themselves.
Yeah.
I something tells me it's just something to do with Netflix's funding or something.
I
Like,
think the
it's
trouble with like stuff like that,
Yeah.
especially with Netflix, is if it doesn't do well after a certain amount of time, they'll cancel.
they'll just go,
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
right,
like
this
they're
ain't
not
working.
gonna make enough money
Yeah,
because obviously Netflix have got to pay them to put it on the show, and then it's just
It's a shame as well, because sometimes things grow like a cult following,
Yeah.
or a massive following.
Yeah.
A couple of years later.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, isn't it? Because something can be magnificent and it just hasn't. Maybe it's a bit ahead of its time.
Yeah.
You know.
it just needs that kick to
Mm.
push it off,
yeah.
and it takes a long time.
Is it Joel Kinnaman who's in Altered Carbon?
Yeah.
What a magnificent actor! Have you ever seen The Killing?
Ooh,
I've heard you mention it.
I think I've seen
Brilliant.
it advertised on there.
There's
but
4 series, absolutely magnificent, like top tier acting. But I think that was one of his big breakout roles. I
Yeah.
think. Well, what I saw anyway, but magnificent.
And the thing is with Netflix as well, I could be in the middle of a series and then they take it off.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh yeah, when it,
Yes.
I don't know how Netflix works. Never worked
No.
there, like, but I've got a feeling it's just a contracted thing in it to have certain
must be,
shows
yeah.
on there, and once the contract's over, that's it.
I'm in the
Shit's
middle
gone.
of watching
Yeah.
it, and then now goes on the computer, and I'm like, I can watch my series, and then I'm like, where is it? And I'm pressing, and
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's just not in your continued watching.
And
it's
now
just
it's
left.
magically on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So you've just
Yeah.
got to get a new subscription going and transform
Speaking
over
of what
there.
you just said with Amazon Prime as well, do you not find it weird, right? How there's some stuff on Netflix that you can watch for free,
Yeah.
But you go over to Amazon Prime
You gotta pay
once
for it.
it's left Netflix, and you've got to rent it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, I don't understand the big deal. But
That's one thing with Netflix. No, not Netflix. Amazon that's really annoyed me though, because
Yeah.
you spend so much on the Amazon Prime subscription for Prime Video, but then they still want you to buy or rent other
Yeah.
shows,
Yeah.
regardless of you still paying for a subscription.
No, I loved it, mate. You know when he found out like match days are going to be moved over to Prime, I was like, oh, get in. You go on there, and it's like, please pay this much for this subscription. I'm like, but what do you mean? I thought it's a part of Prime, and it isn't.
It's a big deal when there's a free game on Prime, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
right, okay, like, or even if I'm not a fan of the team, it's like all in. We're watching it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Liverpool you support?
Everton.
My dad
Oh.
supports Everton.
Well, at least we got your colours on the mic, say.
So,
There we go.
But you know what?
Decide.
Do you know what though? I have worked for Liverpool before, and I've worked for Man United. I've done I was David De Gea's stand-in, years ago. So it's you've got to pretend that you're, fans. But I'm a big fan of Liverpool as a city doing well.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'd rather Everton win the league. But obviously Liverpool are going to win the league, and it's great for the city, and it'll be great to see, all the tourism that comes in, and you want Tranmere to do well, you want Bootle FC to do well, whatever, So I'm a fan of Liverpool as a city, and the whole Merseyside area doing well.
It's because it's your hometown, really.
Of
isn't
course
Yeah.
it is.
It's like same with us. Like, we don't really have football teams, or well,
No,
we've got football.
we've got
teams,
Liverpool women's at our
grassroots
stadium
kind
here.
of stuff,
Yeah.
but St Helens is mainly made for rugby, innit?
Yeah. We're a rugby
But
town.
Saints is a
Just like Wigan.
big, big
But not
rugby town.
Wigan's more football as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Wigan,
Yeah.
'cause we've
Wigan's got a bit of
athletics
both, yeah.
as well. So
But speaking of St Helens is trying to be the next Liverpool. With all the
Literally.
rebuilding.
Yeah,
they actually are.
It's next level. Like they still haven't done nothing, but we wish you the best of luck if anyone from the council's watching. I doubt it, but that's getting nowhere.
On a real note, though, how long has it been since they closed Hardshaw Centre?
Hardshaw Centre. You know what? No, maybe not. The Hardshaw Centre in St Helens.
I've done. I used to do a lot of pantos at St Helens Theatre Royal.
Oh,
So
right.
that's opposite, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
over the bus
walked
station.
through there the other day, and I was ashamed to see, because that was great. Like, and there was an amazing butty shop so you'd come in and it was on your left.
Wombles,
Was it called Womble?
Womble?
And you basically go in and like
white sign.
White sign, red letters.
soon as
and
you
you
go
could
for
sit inside as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
We did the best salt and pepper chicken, by the
Wombles
way.
is-
That was great.
Oh
They've
my
moved.
god.
Have
They've-
they?
So
They've
yeah,
moved, yeah.
they're actually on the main strip. It's
Church
like
Street.
the main strip in the
Right.
centre.
Yeah. So where the
Right.
McDonald's is, if you
Right next to Pound Bakery.
just across the road from McDonald's, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I remember I did panto with Ray Quinn. So I walked in and like everyone was going, "There's Ray Quinn. There's Ray." So I basically was his photographer, like, Jack and Potato, like, we've got a show in a minute. Next, like, but yeah, he's great, man.
Has that changed?
In terms of
Being noticed.
Yeah.
what I've started getting noticed for Go Ahead, like,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know, people like can have a picture. I don't know why you want to have a picture of me, but yeah, absolutely, of course. 'Cause I always think though, I'm still like that with other people. I saw David Moyes. I got invited to go to the Empire to watch Blood Brothers, and he was there, and I was like, oh, I really want to ask for a picture, but I don't, like, because I don't want to be, and I should have done.
We weren't watching that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I thought
We
you
seen
weren't watching
Blood
that, didn't
Brothers in
you?
It was the
Oh.
best.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I
I've
have
got loads of
never
mates in it.
cried so much in my life.
It's
The
a
first
brilliant
2
show.
minutes, I was like, oh.
We've seen Lion King,
Yeah.
Wicked,
Yep.
Blood Brothers,
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yep.
All of them are
I think that was it.
amazing. Like
Incredible.
best one that we seen accessory wise was Lion King,
Yeah.
because they had
Incredible.
it must have been like a 10-foot giraffe, but it was
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that had them on top of them and everything. But
I mean, heavy.
Blood Brothers, it was kind of like, after seeing Aladdin and all that sort of stuff, it was different. It was a different type of
Yeah, it's a
theatre,
different
but
type of theatre, isn't it?
by far the
It's
best one that I've
hugely
seen.
story driven.
Yeah.
Blood Brothers,
Yeah.
I love it.
it's epic in storytelling terms,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I always loved it in school. Like, we did it in
Mhm.
GCSE for school. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I watched all of the films. I've read the book as well. And then obviously theatre.
Yeah.
Theatre's
I
by
did Blood
far
Brothers in
always
school, it
amazing.
was So good.
Brilliant.
That was always
Yeah.
one of my audition pieces. Wish it was our Sammy.
I-
6'4" kids, like
yeah.
a bit big for playing a kid, but
I did
Love
it in
Blood
drama
Brothers.
and I played Linda.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what's great about going to see that is like I had so many mates in it or who have been in it.
yeah.
So it was just lovely sort of seeing people. And again, what a privilege to have a massive show based around Liverpool Midside that's gone, you know, all around the UK, and it's brilliant. You know,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Says a lot when it's being teached in schools. It says a lot.
Yeah.
I had, which was a lovely moment. One of my mates messaged me saying, "Oh, mate, listen, I'm sorry to do this. Would you be able to do a little video for my son? He's like all his mates don't believe him, but they're being taught about WED in school at the moment in drama." And he's like, "Oh, can you do a little video to say like, oh, you know him?" I thought, how amazing is that? That drama is now being used. You know, WED as a show is being used to teach drama, and I was in school watching these other shows, and you're like, how incredible a moment is that, you know?
History making right there.
Yeah.
No, but it's beautiful, isn't it? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, to see an impact of
I will be cheeky and ask you to do a video for my little brother.
wow, 100%.
He's made up.
Oh, it's normally, can you get Reese? I was like, oh yeah, hang on a minute, Reese is just here with me now. Yeah, everyone's favourite character is Reese.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know Reese? Yeah, nice one. It's like,
Cheers.
What about me?
no, I did see Dylan in town during the first and second series. A chance meeting, we were just chatting, and basically I just turned into his photographer for the next 8 girls in about 5 minutes. Can I have a picture? 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 I was just like, next.
Yep.
Next.
Keep them coming.
Not one of them recognised me at all, and they were just like, "Can I have a picture?" Yeah, come on, yeah, there you go.
I feel like I could be a lot more crazy though, because you're seen in the show together.
Yeah.
So to not be recognised
Yeah.
by other people,
Yeah, I
and
think
only
they were just like,
one of them.
"Oh my god, there's Reese." And they're like,
What, Mr. Dunn?
exactly. They're all like, "He's so hot. He's so hot." Yeah, he is. Next, there you go.
What's the height difference? I'd really love to know.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could probably fit 2 of Dylan in me. I'm just he's more normal height. I'm just exceptionally tall.
One of them lean down,
Yeah.
take a picture
But
moment.
that's the moment where you're trying to frame something. Like if you've got 2 people like that. So sometimes it can go against you if you're massively tall like me.
Yeah.
So they have to think a little bit more creatively about how you frame something.
Yeah.
So it's usually, Phil, keep going. Yep.
You stand 10 feet back.
Yeah, that looks about normal now, yeah. Go on.
So he's 10 feet down there,
Yeah.
he's 10 feet close to the camera,
Yeah.
but it looks perfect because they're now the same size.
Illusion.
It's all about illusion.
Or get a box. Or Phil, can you sit down? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Here's another one. Did you do any theatre?
Yeah, I did, again, starting,
Yeah.
all my sort of background was theatre when I was a kid. Then I did like loads of little drama classes that was theatre based. Then I did stuff in the Everyman,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I was doing plays sort of like throughout my 20s. And it was only really when I got to about 25 that I started doing like commercials. And again, I got it through supporting artist work. 'Cause I thought, how am I going to get on set? Everyone told me, don't do this.
Yeah.
I was like, but when could I be standing next to Cillian Murphy watching his process? Whereas everyone else is focused on what time's lunch, and they're thinking, how's he keeping the momentum, you know, in between takes, or, you know, whatever, we're on Corrie or whatever. So I was always making connections with like runners, first ADs, second ADs, trying to see what everyone's role was. And then it was like, oh, we need a line here. Phil, do you want to do that? Yeah. I'll do
Definitely.
that, you know, constantly just trying to pick stuff up. And then I always had a belief that after 30, I would grow into my face. I had a proper baby face, like, until 2019. And then COVID happened, and then I aged, like, dramatically
Staying indoors.
overnight.
Yeah.
But I feel as though post-30, my career's got a bit more varied in terms of TV and, you know.
Is
stuff
it?
I'm just
Are you full-time acting now? Is that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
I would do anything. Like, I love to work.
Mm.
I hate being sat at home.
Yeah.
So it, you know, if anything were to come up, like I'd sort of do bits of medical role play. Actors have to have lots of different things to earn money. And I think if I was able to like one film a year, I think I'd be a bit like what you do with the other like
Yeah.
seven
A lot
or
of
7
time.
or 6 months. What you do, you know. So
Yeah.
I'd always be doing something. But yeah, I'm still. Anyone asks me to do it, I'm like, yeah. I just want to keep. You've got to keep momentum going.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you don't do something, someone else will.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Similar to me and you yesterday, we were sat here waiting to record, or even after recording, we were like,
What are we
should do?
What
should
are we
do?
doing
Like,
now?
we
And it
just
was like,
wanted to be doing something
we're
productive.
gonna
so
edit
we
episode 1, and we
started
just sat here
editing,
editing.
we hopped onto TikTok Live for a bit just to do
Yeah.
something, because
absolutely.
it's just sitting around
Promotion.
not doing anything
Absolutely.
and just.
Do you know what
yeah.
I would say again? Instagram, social media. You could have like your own private thing that you do whatever, but if you've got a public thing, your public professional page, use it to showcase what you're doing, because I've had so many jobs where people have gone, "Oh, Phil, I've just seen you've just done this. Do you want to do this or whatever?" Just this morning there was a producer I'd worked with years ago who followed me, and you're like, you never know where that could lead.
Mhm.
Everything is always like a chain of events, isn't like a sequence, and you've just got to keep momentum. So push your work out what you're doing.
It's like a domino effect, isn't it?
Of course
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Which is kind of good for.
Yeah. But you've got the right
Yeah.
attitude. Keep moving forward. What can I do to be productive?
So speaking of that, outside of acting,
Mm-hmm.
anything, it could be anything you love doing.
Anything.
Anything.
Just anything. Anything.
Football.
Football.
I'm not great. I'd love to be on Soccer Aid, by the way. That's been like a big dream of mine for a long time. I've been to watch so many Soccer Aids. So I'm mentally training myself in my head in case they are so desperate that a centre back is not able to play, and like, oh, who can we get? Phil's there. So, that's the dream, maybe one day. But I love to play football, so I've got a good little group who I play with. I'd love to say I go to the gym, but I go to the sauna, and I'm a bit lazy.
I mean, technically a sauna's good. We
Yeah.
use the sauna all the time when we go
Yeah.
swimming.
Yeah,
It's
Well, see,
so
you
nice.
you go swimming. I
Yeah.
just go to the sauna. There's no exercise involved there. I love a chippy. Friday night is chippy night. Come on, just
What do you get from the chippy?
just straight down the middle, chips, curry, fried rice. No messing,
Oh,
no faff.
all in one box, all nice, ready for
Oh,
you.
come on, all in.
Can we be
Two
best friends?
slices. Yeah, two
Me,
slices of
you.
bread. Let's do it. Yeah, everyone round to mine. Friday night, chippy night. Problem is though, is when it goes, oh, well, I'll have something else on a Saturday. I'll have something else on a Sunday, and you're like, oh, I've only got 5 days left or 4 days left. I probably need to like be a bit healthy during the week.
Yep.
I love computer games. A big fan of. It's not FIFA anymore, is it? It's
FC.
FC. Oh,
whatever,
God.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of that sort of stuff. I've just got a new gaming PC. So I'm like, you might not remember Age of Empires.
No.
It's
Melvin?
No.
I
Anything?
think I do, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
I
like
used to play it a long time
strategy
ago.
and all that. So
Yeah.
there's Age of Mythology. When I was like 13, I've made like a new updated version. So I'm piling my way through that at the moment. Probably a bit too much.
Any newer games you like, or is
I
it?
love the Batman Arkham trilogy
Yeah.
games. I think they're
They
magnificent.
were really good games.
We got that on VR, haven't we?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Massive
Ye-
fan.
It's amazing.
And Spider-Man. I'm just starting.
Oh, yes.
Spider-Man. I haven't got
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man
always been a
2.
good
Just,
game.
I'm on Spider-Man 1 at the
Oh, yeah.
moment.
I've just started to.
See, I just want to be like a child forever.
Yeah.
So anything that I was involved in when I was a kid, I'm still obsessed with now. So yeah, I'd love to be a superhero. So I'm like, in your head, you're like,
Yeah.
How did the rolling Batman come along?
that is again, I can remember exactly where I was when I got told that I got an audition for that. I heard about the Responder in 2019. I was doing Panto and I heard about it, so I emailed off myself for that, got an audition for that, and then I heard about they were doing Batman, and I was like, I knew they had a break because of COVID. I was like, I'm just gonna send an email. Sent an email. 2 days later, agent messaged me and went, sit down, you're not gonna believe this. Got an audition for Batman. I was like, I emailed them like 2 days ago, and I was in Switzerland. I was doing a commercial. So literally I had to get home, film the audition, send it off. Then I thought, well, obviously they don't like my audition. I went down to watch them filming at St George's Hall. Thought, well, at least I've got to watch it. And 2 weeks before it finished, they went, oh, do you want to come to London to do a part? I was like, yes.
Absolutely.
It'd be lovely.
And where they put us up actually looked like Wayne Manor. It was huge. And it was just brilliant, being on set. and I was lucky because my scene was with Catwoman, and technically Batman, but you seem off screen. I get knocked out by Batman, but it was Robert Pattinson's stunt double because he was filming something else. He was lovely, like, but when you look at me like it's Batman, you're like, oh, it's not Rob. Oh.
Anyway,
It's broken in a second.
you are amazing, no mate. Yeah, you did a cracking job.
Love it.
But yeah, I've been obsessed with Batman since I've been a boy. I used to run round my mum's house with like a little towel and a little pin with my cousin. I was always Batman. Yeah, he had to be Robin. Yeah, I was always Batman. But yeah, I've been obsessed with Batman for years. And again, if I wouldn't have sent the email, it's just
Don't know until you try.
Absolutely.
That's what
If he wouldn't have sent you the message.
There we go.
Yeah,
absolutely. You never know where something could lead, so it's probably better to send it than not most of the time. I think.
It's like what you said before. What's the worst that can happen? They say no.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
there we go.
At least you tried. At least you know that you went
As
there.
long as you're polite and you've got something interesting to say, and you can see that you're working hard and whatever. I'm a big fan of. I'm a hustler. I've got a hustler mentality. I played Rodney in an Only Fools and Horses dinner show for years, so it's all about he who dares wins. This time next year we'll all be millionaires. I'm a big believer in that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
We will, totally.
Yeah.
We've got this.
Hustle.
Hustle.
Exactly.
Hustling.
I wanted to briefly mention the back so obviously 2019, 2020 COVID time. How hard or difficult was that for acting
That's a good
with
that's a good
masks and social distancing and everything that you had to cope with?
Yeah. Well, for acting generally, it was really difficult for a lot of actors. I think obviously the whole world, as we know, was just sort of shut down, and everyone just went, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" All the plans that you have, people's weddings being cancelled and whatever. I feel bad saying this because I feel like I'm being a bit showy-offy, and I'm not at all. I used that time to go, right, I'm just gonna email so many people.
Yeah.
Because again, what can I do productive? And it ended up being one of my best years. Just, I think, probably because maybe they were a bit desperately like, who can we have for this? Or maybe because my email landed at the top of the list at the right time. I got a commercial for Dewars. Obviously, in 2021, I got Responder. That was when it was still sort of in and out. Obviously, Batman. I got another commercial in, I think, the October. Again, all just hustling, but it's difficult. I remember being on set for Batman, and Matt Reeves, the director, had obviously COVID masks and big COVID protection. So obviously he came over to me and we were talking. Obviously, wow, you realise how serious this is. If you get ill or whatever, it could completely shut the production down for months.
Because there was quite a lot of things that did have that, actor strikes and everything like that. It shut down so much of the entertainment
industry. Yeah. And it devastated so many people. And I think it's only just probably starting to recover properly from that,
Yeah.
Because no one expected, if someone would have said, oh, by the way, you're all going to be staying and you're not going to be able to leave the house in 3 months' time, no one would ever believe you,
No.
But yeah, I think it's just moments like that. It's trying to keep yourself motivated and having something to look forward to and having something to do. And I think I helped with that was going, okay, what can I do? What can I control? Send emails. Yeah. Eat too many naughty foods. So I put quite a lot of weight during
cake.
COVID. Yeah,
I think everyone did though. To be fair,
Yeah.
it's one of them. It was. I enjoyed it a little bit. I won't lie. I loved lockdown.
It was when someone said to me, when they watched Responder 1, they were like, "Put a bit of weight on there, didn't you, lad?" It was but not amazing. You're in a massive BBC One show. Put a bit of weight on there, didn't you, kid? They're like, oh, COVID.
Out of all the things, thanks. Appreciate
thanks,
it.
mate. Yeah, all the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing that.
Moving back to WED, what was your favourite scene to film?
Favorite scene?
Yeah.
So many. I think I love working with Gemma and Amber, particularly because I think most of my scenes are with them more than the other guys. Just because they're magnificent and they don't give you any breathing space to they're so on it all the time. And I get on so well with them, which I get on well with all of my kids. I think, if I didn't, it could have been really bad. You know,
Yeah.
thankfully they all really like me and we work really well together. So I really enjoy working with them. I loved Dylan's The Door. You know, Brexit. You know, and, like that was just magic to watch. Again, I love my little moments where I got to do the naughty gesture, shall we say, with them because I felt like I was getting my own back. I really enjoyed last year where we were all together with all the noises, like I was saying before, because it was the chance to work with all of them.
Yeah.
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 And we had a great little moment as well this year where they were shouting stuff out when I was saying about the board. So again, it's the more and more chance to work with more of them. So yeah, I think there was just loads, to be honest with you. I think, although I did get to work with Leanne Best this year. So anyone who's seen, like, it's revealed that me and Leanne our characters had this backstory. And I remember going to watch her in Educating Rita, probably when I was like 18. And I thought, maybe it was a bit later, I thought, who is this actress? Magnificent. I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm going to work with her one day.
Yeah.
True.
And it eventuated, years and years later. And Leanne's so lovely to work with, like, so accommodating. And it was only like our proper ever, like, second time officially meeting. And then we had to obviously do like the casino and all that. So it was like, she's like, come here, lad. And she just, again, made you feel so welcome.
Yeah.
So again, there's just so many. I've got constant ideas. I'm always messaging the writer and the producer going, what about this? What about that? What about Phil? Can you just stick to your job? Let us do our job. Because everything I see, I go, oh, there could be a connection between that character and this character. It's a show where anything could sort of go, and it wouldn't be outrageous. It fit into the world completely. So yeah, there's just so many, and I hope there's going to be. I hope I could be sitting here in a number of years, and they'll be like, oh, there's so many more great moments.
Yeah.
You know?
You could definitely be your own producer one day, I reckon.
They used to call me at uni. One of the teachers used to call me the producer. He's like,
Yeah.
because me and a group of friends created a theatre company called GC Productions, because there was nothing there at the time, outside of the drama degree, and he was like, Phil, you know how to get things on, and I was like, well, I just graft, I might not be as most skilled, but you gotta have a go.
Take things in as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I wish I was that good at taking things in. I'm very bad. I won't lie. I can't, like, my mind doesn't function so well. I just say things on the spot now, don't I? I'm just constantly on the spot.
I'm like that though. That's why I like improvisation, because you catch stuff like genuine thoughts.
reaction.
Of course, yeah.
You'll always see me with this phone in my hand.
Oh, I'm not.
Always.
Give me an auto cue any day.
Yeah.
I remember doing that at uni. I got taught how to use an auto cue, and I felt like I was on this morning. So like ever since then, I was like, Ever since then, I was like, I'd love to like present an auto cue. It just takes all the hassle away. Someone writes it for you, and you just read it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Where are we at now? Oh yeah, right. Season 3.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's been announced.
It has.
It has. Yes. So it is coming. Go Ahead. Season 3 is coming.
I can't wait.
Will we be seeing Mr. Dunn return?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
There we go. There we go. We was waiting for it.
Yes.
Iconic.
Yeah. Well, I'd be disappointed if it turns out, oh yeah, Phil, we don't need you.
You've been sacked.
What?
Mr. Dunn got sacked.
But yes, we are. So we got a commission for series 2 and 3 at the same time, which is quite unheard of. So that was brilliant. Like to know, because we didn't know at the time that there was going to be a series 2, definitely or not. It had to sort of wait, see how the ratings were and whatever. So ITV loved it and backed it, which was brilliant. So yes, we are. And I don't know further past that, but I would love to be a part of more, because it feels like a family, and it feels like, I'm very passionate about it, and because the way the producers are, they encourage you to take ownership of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like it's, you're part of it. So, I'm very passionate about it, yeah.
It's just I just love everything about it.
Yeah.
It's everything. You name it, I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so relatable. The whole show was just so relatable.
I saw like a medium psychic person, and they said to me, I feel as though you're going to do something, or you're doing something that's going to like change the game for you. And I don't know whether it's something you're doing now or it's something you're going to be doing shortly, but it's going to like explode. And then that was as we were filming Go Ahead. So I was like, that is too on the nose.
Yeah.
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 And I got recommended from someone in the makeup team of WED, like, was like, oh, just go and see, he's brilliant. I was like, out of curiosity, I was like, oh, I'll just give it a go, whatever, And I just remember thinking, wow, that is like incredible to pick up something like that. So
It blows my mind, some mediums and psychics and stuff like. When
Oh,
you
yeah.
hear about
Yeah.
people talking about them.
Did you go to
Some of the
see one,
things.
Jodie? Was it you who seen one? I don't remember.
No, it was my mum.
Your mum.
Same with my mum as well. It's wild.
I've never seen one. I won't lie. Like my head's never always been like,
I'm
yeah,
kind of
whatever.
scared. Like, I believe in stuff like that, but I'm scared because I'll find out that I'm probably dead next year. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sensing a car crash.
You're in a drama class and it's year 8. It's like, I did that drama class. I did that drama class. No, but it was just interesting. I'm just open to. I was curious.
Yeah.
We just said.
Yeah.
Because she just was like, oh, he's brilliant. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And when he said that, I was like, this was before he knew that I was an actor or anything, whatever. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, But that's the beauty of, like, we don't know what is around the corner for us in life. Like, there'll be something great that's just about to happen or could be happening in a year's time, and we just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And so, like, you guys doing this podcast, who knows where this could take you? That's exciting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And use that excitement to fuel you on,
We have got quite the lineup. I won't lie. Well, it's
surprising who
It's
we've
very
got.
shocking,
It's
yeah.
surprising.
Because the fact is, like, we have got 100 followers on Instagram, guys. We're not anywhere like up there, but
No.
somehow yet.
Yet.
But we have somehow reached people with. Like,
We've got
so
to
much.
obviously we've got to praise ourselves as well because we only started this last month,
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
and look where we are now. We've got Phillip McGuiness. Like,
The one and
come
only.
on now, come on now.
As if I'm someone like, yeah, you have me. But, it's exciting though, isn't it? Because it's like, you had an idea and you're like, I'm going to action the idea.
Yeah.
Set again, it's the teacher side of me coming. You've got your aims and your objectives. Make them actionable. What can I do? I see everything as like a ladder, and like, there's your end game. What steps do I need to take to hit that point? And you're doing it. So good on you. You haven't just thought about it. You've gone out of your way to make it happen.
So these asked me what my end game was the other day, and I said Paul Smith. Just a comedian. I love Paul Smith. It's just everything.
I've chatted to Paul
Yeah.
quite a few times. Yeah,
He's,
Speaking of,
really nice,
did you hear what he did yesterday? He opened up the rooftop.
He opened up the rooftop
bar.
Hot Water Comedy Club. Yeah.
Oh,
We're
wow.
always there. Don't. It's our number one go-to spot now. Hot
I will
Water
say
Comedy
though,
Club.
that rooftop bar is going to be packed every time
Yeah,
you go in there now.
100%.
It
Oh,
looks
Yeah,
gorgeous.
it is
looks really
amazing.
nice.
You
yeah.
can tell they spent the time
Yeah.
and definitely the money on it.
But it was also quite quick as well,
Yeah.
from what I've seen. Like the way
Well,
they were
we've had
building
all
it. And,
winter.
yeah.
It's just a shame the drinks are like £200.
Hey, don't out them! Don't out them! We need their backing right now.
I don't drink at all, so I am a
Same.
very cheap date. So like, honestly, when you go, water's fine. Anything else? No, that's fine.
McDonald's.
Water and a chippy. You've got me.
Yeah, we
got
go.
me easy. Yeah.
Easy sold.
We love a good chippy, don't we?
Oh,
Get it
we're
in.
gonna have to now.
Go and have a chippy.
got-
Well,
we got-
watch,
we got
watch
our fish-
this and have a chippy.
Have a chippy while watching
Yeah,
this.
there you go.
But as we are getting to the end of it now, have you got any final thoughts or anything you want to promote yourself?
Well, obviously we've got Series 3 coming
Yep.
out next year. I've got a little part in the Famous 5.
Yeah.
And I've got a little part in something else, which I don't think I could say yet. But
Right.
that was great. I basically had like a period of 11 days where I did 4 jobs in like 4 different places. So I went to do the Apple commercial in Bulgaria, flew to Liverpool to do WED, then I went to Bury to do something else, and then I went to do the Famous 5. Literally in Bristol, so it was like bing, 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 So again, it's like when things might look a little bit bleak, or you're like, nothing's in. Manifest, what do you write down? What do you want to achieve? Even if you don't know how you're going to achieve it, believe that if you keep putting work in, event the universe will. Again, the Doctor Who thing, the universe will meld to make it happen for you. So, I'd say anyone who's watching, work hard, be nice, turn up on time,
Yeah.
know your stuff, and be curious with anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, same with you guys. Like, you know, I'll be watching you guys and you'll be in Vegas or something next. I'm like, I remember when they asked me once to be on.
No, I think you'll be bigger than us eventually.
Well, if I ever get to be the Doctor, I'll definitely come back on and we'll do a.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
Absolutely.
I'd love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely be watching Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and then we'll just take all the credit.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, we got you. We helped you get.
if it
We
wasn't
get that.
for us,
Yeah. If it wasn't for us, we don't want it to happen.
But it's like the manifesting thing. You can't get anywhere if you don't contact people. Like if we never contacted you or
Yeah.
never contacted the other guests that we've got on, you're not gonna get anywhere. So
It's like
just
you've got to
contact and
network.
try.
Yeah.
You've got to do. You've got to network
Absolutely.
all the time.
Yeah.
there's a great networking event, a scratch event actually, which is being set up by someone who worked with LA Productions at one point, and she's brilliant. And she said to me, "Oh, do you want to come down and you know you get to meet loads of new people, and it's I'll send you the link for it because it's great. It's a scratch event in Liverpool." And they do like one a month, and you get to see like little snippets of different plays and stuff, you know, like new writing or whatever.
Get your acting career going, Jodie.
Oh yeah.
Hey?
Absolutely, you know, again, like that. So many people go, "Oh, I should just give that a go."
Yeah.
You know, it's like script in hand, like 5 minutes max. But again, you network and you meet loads of different people. And I know John May was there the other day, and we're like, oh, we sort of know each other through Facebook, but we've never properly met. So it's a great place, and I definitely recommend you just check that out.
No, that is brilliant. Well, I think thank you for coming on the podcast.
yeah.
We do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
Yeah, honestly, thanks for putting your trust into us. And no one owes any money to a swear jar.
I know, yeah.
Hey, that was actually a faggot. Let's go.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you want to keep updated, all social medias, all Philip's social medias will be linked in the description down below as well. And patreon.com. We're trying to make money from this as well. Okay, that's the one. There we go. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And
Bye.
Bye, guys.